everyone, welcome to another episode of Key Gripe, the show for short, sweet reviews of new release movies, plus the one thing that annoyed me the most. And today we're going to be talking about The Accountant. And just forewarning, I am going to have some major spoilers for the movie because I kind of have to explain my key gripe. He's an accountant for some of the world's most dangerous people. But if anyone challenges him, he becomes one of the most dangerous men alive. The film stars Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, John Bernthal, Cynthia Addai-Robinson, Gene Smart, Jeffrey Tambor, and John Lithgow. The film is directed by Gavin O'Connor, who did some of my favorite movies, Warrior and Miracle. This film is going to divide people for a number of reasons because it is deeply flawed. One of the main reasons is that the lead character is portrayed as autistic. He's high functioning, but there are a number of aspects of his character that could draw controversy to the role. I don't know a lot about autism personally, so I can't say if it's accurate or not, but I feel like it might be stretched a little bit for dramatic effect, which could obviously cause some controversy. Ben Affleck is the center of this film, and he's mostly good throughout the movie. There are some moments where I can't tell if his character is that well trained as a high-functioning autistic, or if he's just slipping in and out of character. It's really hard to tell. John Bernthal also continues to be an actor to watch, as he's been in roles like in Sicario or in Marvel's Daredevil as the Punisher. He's really starting to come into his own here. Everyone else in the cast is good, but they don't exactly distinguish themselves from other roles. J.K. Simmons doesn't really distinguish himself from some of his other roles. Same thing with Anna Kendrick, John Lithgow. I mean, none of them really stand out other than really Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. Make no mistake, at its core, this is still an action thriller. There's certainly a lot of mystery, there's a big twist, but the action is well choreographed. O'Connor definitely does a solid job directing with this movie. He keeps the tone consistent throughout. It obviously does slip between more of a thriller and an action movie, but he does it fairly fluidly. And the final fight is reminiscent of a movie like John Wick, which certainly set a new standard for action movies. And despite being fractured and exhaustingly expositional, the film is engaging. You still do want to see where this film goes. At least you want to see how it plays out. Whether or not it's interesting or not, that's a different story, but you certainly are engaged in the story. But it is still quite telegraphed, so you really know what's coming. There aren't a lot of big surprises in this movie. And there is so much going on that I feel like this could have been 2 or even 3 different movies. They present concepts throughout the movie, but they don't build on any one of them completely. Even the end, when you confirm they're brothers, that Ben Affleck and John Bernthal are brothers, it really does feel tacked on. Because again, so much of this story is expositional that the plot is so basic, everything else about it is like how they get to this little moment in time. And I keep talking about how expositional it is, and that's where my key gripe comes in. There is an entire storyline in this movie that exists solely for exposition. J.K. Simmons and Cynthia Addai-Robinson set out to find the accountant. That's something that's set up early in the movie. But in the end, they find out where he was, and they pick up on his trail, but it all leads to this long moment of unencumbered exposition where J.K. Simmons is just recounting all of these details from this guy's past. And the entire purpose of their story is to put context around Ben Affleck's character, which really begs the question, why should I care about them at all? Why should I care about Simmons and Addai-Robinson's characters at all if they exist solely for exposition? They basically exist to give some moral high ground to Ben Affleck's actions. Nothing else. That's it. That's all they do. Overall, I was entertained and engaged with this movie, but I was left sorely wanting when the credits rolled. It was missing some central dramatic elements that would elevate it from being a kludgy and basic thriller. If the accountant was so intent on finishing things, as he says throughout the movie, the sentiment was not shared by the filmmakers who introduce us to a number of concepts without taking them to completion. I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10 for being entertaining, engaging, but ultimately extremely flawed. So 6 out of 10 for The Accountant. If you've seen The Accountant, let me know what you think. If you haven't, hopefully I didn't spoil too much for you, although I probably did. But when you do see it, let me know what you thought about it. And that's it for this episode of Key Gripe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, you can click over here to subscribe to my channel. Or you can check out my website over here at dkestner.com, where you can find out more about everything I do, including the books I've written, like Elliot Knoll, and so many others. So thanks a lot for watching.